guys, welcome back for another video. Today we're taking a look at the NYTalk N8 motorcycle helmet comms unit. We're going to unbox it real quick, go through all its features. We do have a pair in the box, obviously. We're going to throw one on the helmet, take it out on the street, run through everything that it can offer, give you my thoughts. Then we're going to test it and put up the results on twowheelobsession.com and add it to the comparison chart, see how it goes. So right out of the box, feels very nice in the hand, nice solid plastic. We have good tactile click with the buttons. We've got one up here, one down there. They have an imprint for the forward and back symbols and a power here. Got a USB-C on the bottom. It's probably going to be an O-ring on the cable and one here on the back. Might be a multi-function, and looks like the standard plastic clip for the mount. Got a quick guide here. It's got all the standard features, of course, completely waterproof, fast charging, huge battery life, Bluetooth to any comms out there, phone calls, music sharing, auto call answering, Siri and Google Assistant. If you're connecting the same brand and model, it's got mesh communications. If you're going to anything else, straight Bluetooth. And these are also the volume buttons. Also in the box, we have the Flex boom mic, standard stuff there, charging cable, surface mount mic, surface mount and clip-on mounts for the unit to the helmet. And interestingly for this, new speakers. These are larger than most. Typical high-end speakers are 40 millimeters. These are 45 or 46, hang on. 45 mil, so they are not going to fit in a lot of helmets. So make sure that your cutouts in your helmet can accommodate the larger size drivers. I happen to have a new helmet that has cutouts that can accommodate them, so that's where these are going to go for testing. They feel quite large and chunky. They're solid plastic frames all around. The foam feels very good. Feels like it's going to be durable. Pretty good magnetic field. That is strictly magnetism holding those up, and that's pretty slick on that surface. So no complaints there. Good weight to them. Standard bullet connections for both the speakers and the mics. All right, let's put it in the helmet and get on the road. All right, got everything wired in, tucked away. Good enough for this review at least. Just got the temporary clip on there. Yes, there is a O-ring on the USB-C connector. To remove it from the device, it's actually really easy. Spring clip here, just push that in and the whole unit slides up and off. Goes on, just put it in the grooves and snaps back down into place. And it gives me a battery warning. Need to charge this. Says it's at 10%.
All right, so hopefully everybody can hear me. I'm testing out a new mic and camera setup here on this second helmet. So here's what I'm getting out of the unit. First of all, it is lacking in volume. That is the first thing that's going to pop out to anybody. It's just the bare minimum. Even here at 40 miles an hour, it's already, just from the limited amount of wind noise, drowning out the sound almost completely. It is clear though. Definitely nothing audiophile grade. There's no stereo image. It's just sound in your head kind of thing. But the lyrics at the volume they're at are very clear. Navigation, the singer and everything like that, totally fine. There's no distortion, but that's probably because it's just not pumping out much volume. Also note on this one that you must maximize the volume on your phone. Some devices will let you take complete control and just use the controls on the side of the unit for volume, but maxing out the volume on this only goes to the max amount that you set your phone to. So I've got a couple weird devices like that. I don't know what the differentiation is. I prefer it when it gives you complete control to whatever it's connected, because I don't like having to juggle two different gains basically, but that's the way this one is operating right now. I've got mixed feelings on the volume controls on the unit as well. They function fine. They're clicky, you can hit them, they function, but they're not intuitive because of where they are. There's no differentiation between which is which, especially through a glove. I prefer a design that's just more natural, where you can just reach your hand to a certain point and you know exactly what you're going to do. On this, what I find is I have to feel both buttons to make sure I'm at the top one or the bottom one, depending on what I'm trying to do. So I don't even need to take this out on the highway speeds. I already know the volume is going to be way too low for anything like that. If you don't wear earplugs, this would be absolutely fine. You won't even max it out. But if, like me, you do use them, you're definitely going to want to look for another unit. Let's get it back and just measure it for fun.
So after measuring, it actually confirms what I'm hearing. First of all, we got a peak of 97.9, which is definitely below a lot of others on the chart. Like I said, though, if you're not using earplugs, it's going to be more than enough. You're not even going to max it out. As far as the sound curve, very nice and natural. Good lyrics, decent high end. Don't pay any attention to the way this bass here looks. What I'm actually getting is a little more measured bass because in this new helmet, I have little deeper cavities where they sit in than my showy, and it's just resonating a little bit on the mic. It sounds completely the same as any other out there as far as the bass goes. So I hope this review helps. If you're in the market for a comms unit, definitely give it a look. If these feature sets are something that you like and are looking for, it might fit the bill for you. It's very inexpensive. That's it. See you next time.